I've had to face exploring the inadequacies that I feel without calling and purpose attached. Could it be that we over-obsess about the calling of God on our life? I was telling my friend this the other day, can we normalize having no idea what God is doing in our life and still experience total joy? Not need to know because we trust His hand. Do we search for meaning and purpose and calling, the will of God for our life, because the absence of that truthfully makes us feel unnecessary and not important? It's no different than someone chasing degrees and labels to acquire those things only to end up feeling unfulfilled. I've allowed myself to sink into the culture of the believer where purpose and calling are more important than being with Him. By 29, you're supposed to know exactly what the will of God is for your life, and you're supposed to be out working in purpose and fulfilling a calling. And I'm like, am I missing something? Because I have no idea what is actually going on. Like daily, actually. Most of the time, I don't know until after the fact. No wonder so many people find the peace of God, but we aren't able to rest in it because we're always seeking something bigger, something masterful, or something important. It doesn't feel big and masterful when He says, come sit with me. When He gives you nothing to do but reflect. When He intentionally says, learn about my love every time you keep trying to get up and do something, pulls you right back to the same place. Why don't we feel like that's enough? The Lord told me in a dream, actually, this happened repetitively. Purpose and calling will never outweigh the importance of abiding in my love. In order to walk in freedom through purpose and calling, you have to understand, absorb, experience all that is me. And that naturally comes out of you. You won't have to look for purpose. You won't have to seek a calling. It will happen in your day-to-day interactions because it will just flow through you. It's why people who don't believe in God call us the most judgmental, because we're so busy trying to perfect something instead of abiding in something. What if the Lord never gives you societal purpose or calling? Because it would run you right out from underneath His love, that blanket of love, and have you focused more on doing rather than being. What if He never assigned you to a region, never gave you a platform, never sent you to a people, never co-signed your public work, and instead the most joy you experience with Him was just being and living day to day with Him, talking, being a student, allowing Him to teach you, to counsel you? What if this is where you had the most impact and a stage would actually take you out? We spend so much time trying to figure out what our calling and purpose is in life instead of being with the Father, because truthfully, that doesn't feel like enough. We don't want to ask ourselves, what if we never have an aha moment where we know exactly what it is we're supposed to be doing on earth? We're almost scared for the point of life to be simple. We're chasing after this big mystery, this path we're supposed to be on, and it robs us of the miracles that are happening daily. What if we weren't supposed to be doing anything but being with Him, and everything else flowed from that place? I've said this many times before because the Lord refuses to allow me to forget it, that the Bible isn't a rule book. It's a sacred book that communicates a love story. This love story expresses what you have, and because you grow in the maturity of what you have, you then do life differently. The doing comes after recognizing what you have in the being. He works on us in obscurity and deposits a deep love within us that cannot possibly be kept silent. This love is what draws others in effortlessly. You can experience it from a mile away. You can feel it without anyone saying a word. But we're waiting for another man to justify us publicly with a status or position that we never even needed. It can only be Him. I'm learning there's no need to obsess or worry over something that isn't the reason I'm here anyways.